Whew. Hey. Mm, 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 mm. Arroz Lodi. Struggling again with architecture, right? Right. It's always a commission. Everybody wants architecture. I'm a portrait artist. How does this happen to me? I should be out on the lane doing this. How are you doing this evening? I'm just stretching. I think I'm starting to feel my age. I don't like it. I see a lot of things I need to do. I just don't want to do them. I mean, you know. I was actually going over in my mind, if I don't do it tonight, when am I going to do it? Perhaps tomorrow. The problem is I have to teach a class in the morning, a children's class, and I have to watch after my dad a lot, so I was actually going through my schedule. It might have looked like I was actually technically trying to break down what was going on. That's not the case. Doing a take on surrealistic still life. Nice, 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 nice. What's the subject? Like, what objects are you using? Yeah, still lives, that's a tough one too. That's one I had a hard time with, still lives. You can do them now. It's just, you know, 3 peaches in a glass. That's good. Simple but complex, and there's a lot going on there. Glass. That's tough, man. Wooden tabletop, there you go. It's the old school look to it, which is the best look. The old school. Old school. All right. All right. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's simple. Get this done. Get it done. Just gonna keep working into this stuff. Painting's all the same. It's all the same. Still lifes, the landscapes, the the portraits. You just have to build them up so you don't screw it up, you know, so you can correct it, and you just continue to work and essentially fix what you've messed up, which in the beginning is everything. So just keep on working on it is what I'm doing. It's something else. It's something else. It is something else. And even this stuff, you know, I'm not as much into the house and the architecture, but this is good for me to be able to do, right? This is how we learn. Still lives. I used to hate still lives with a passion. They were awful. Oh, you know, I just wasn't into them. You know, I'm a figure person. I like painting the human figure, or you know, portraits or whatever. Drawing, love drawing. Painting a still life is just, that was not fun. But you know, I got into it somehow. Kind of. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna go with that yet. So I'm using Indian red here. You know why? Because it was on my palette. Normally I'd be using cadmium red, which, I don't know. Gosh, this guy is just all over the place with this. There's no reason for anything. Right. I told you once that your take on the figure in vase was the most impactful I've seen. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. That's really cool. I'll do more of that stuff too. I streamed earlier today. I was drawing a figure of a woman, and sorry, I'm zoning out right now. And it's going to be a YouTube video. It's going to be a very good video. I did one that was very generalized. I did today I was working on the one with form, with anatomy, with solidity to it. Right, trying to present a clear contrast between the two. But I was also asking everybody, I said, you know, I'm considering doing quicker videos. I'll still do the stupid ass ones that I do, but I want to also put out more like things that are, I think, a little bit more helpful and straight to the point and quick for some people, you know, instead of the build up and all this stuff, because I'm a perfectionist with that, but I can get in my own way. But I was thinking, you know, you want to be useful, and I feel like I'm useful, but it's not enough. And so, in other words, if you have topics that you would like me to do a quick video on, I'm talking about 2-3 minutes, straight to the point, let me know, either here or in Discord or whatever, because I'm open to it. I've gotten some great ideas from everybody today, and I really want to do that. I really want to be a little bit more fluid with work. Doing small, catchy topics. Yeah. You know, I'm talking about 3, 4, 5 minutes, and just like you get into it, bang, it's right there. It's 1, 2, 3. I'll make them entertaining, you know, because I'm dumbass with stuff. You know, I'll make sure it's entertaining. It's very easy to digest. Do it with the professional takes. Right. Professional takes. Sure. Of course. Yes, I will do the professional takes, obviously. We'll do all that stuff. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. A little glow at the bottom. The glow. We got to go with the glow. Yeah. I'll make it interesting, you know, fun to watch and stuff, but you know, sometimes people want to go get in, get out, you know, get to the point type of thing, and I want to provide. I want to be able to also feel like I can go in and get a video done in a day that is high quality, because what I've noticed is when I'm teaching my students, and especially in real life, I can articulate a point pretty quickly, and it kind of flows, right? It flows, and I want to be able to do that, and I can do that on video once I get going. And so that's what I want to start doing with everybody, you know, and really be a little bit more impactful than just a video every once in a while, because the videos that I make right now, they're just so in depth, which is good. I like that. And I'll do them. I'm not going to give up on those, but you know what I'm saying. I really do want to provide a little bit more for people. I mean, granted, I do stream, well, you know, my studio work, but you know, not everybody can watch this, and not everybody knows about Twitch and what have you. And the videos on YouTube are always going to be out there, and I think it's a solid platform and such for it. But you know, I really do want to, you know, provide for people and be useful. You know. All right, this is coming along. Got a lot of good work done today with this, even though I haven't been streaming this one that long. It's only been about an hour and 12 minutes, but you know, I always find with painting or drawing or anything, it normally takes me a little bit of time to get into it, to get that, you know, the rhythm. It's like in anything, right? It just takes a little time to get going, but once you do, right, it feels good. And then you come in the next day, you're like, what the hell did I do? Literally every single time that happens. Yeah. So, you know, don't feel alone if you're like, what the hell am I doing with this stuff? Like, I came in today and I saw on the figure drawing that I was going to do all this stuff that I'd done wrong. I was like, damn it. What's going on? I'm supposed to be good at this. Back over this way. Probably don't want the small brush, do I? No, I don't want the bigger one. Yeah. soften, soften, soften. It's easier to sharpen something than it is to soften it once it's dry. Squint. We have the Diablo music because it fits this theme, obviously. That's why. There we go. All right. Reflection. It'll make sense, I hope. I see a lot of little techniques on my YouTube channel, but would love to see different brush techniques, how much paint you load, sharp, non-sharp edges. I'm screenshotting that. I was actually thinking of doing one like that. I like that. Cool. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that. I'll do that. I'll do that for you. I can do that quick. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking about how I would do that. I can do that, and that would be a very valuable one to do. I just want to provide more for you guys. Because I have a lot going on outside of my work right now, and that's not a complaint. It's just, you know, sometimes it's like that. And so it's hard for me to do the big productions, and you know, I hate when it's like a month, 2 months between videos. That is so absurd. That is definitely a weak point that I really need to strengthen. Like the one how you organize your palette was just 1 minute, which changed my work 180 degrees. Palette organization. Which, it was a 1 minute one. Was it a short? But it was a 30-minute video, so not many have seen this. But it was in a 30-minute. Okay. Oh. Okay. This is good. Screenshot. Thank you for this. I appreciate this. See, I need this type of stuff. You have to understand, like, you know, like this type of feedback is good because, you know, I don't always know what people want or need. I have a better idea than I used to, though, right? When you live and breathe something, it's like your profession, you get disconnected. You know, you get disconnected. But ever since I've been streaming, I've learned, I've kind of remembered how it was back in the day for me, and especially everybody's giving such great feedback. So this type of stuff really helps. Yeah, not everybody's in, and that's the thing. It's like they're not going to watch a 30-minute video unless you're like, you know, one of the big names who they have the following. And even still, I think people want shorter stuff. I know that if I'm looking up something, I'll go for the video that's, you know, got a 15 or an 8. I'm going to go for the 8. Why waste 15 when I can get in an 8? Right? Makes sense. Makes sense. This is going to be very blue. Where's that? Yeah. Shit. I just went right in on that column. But, see, that's why I can just take it off with my finger right here, because I am positive that this is dry. Look at that. It didn't work. I was hoping y'all can see that. It is good if you scrape it out and then you just repaint it like this very easily. It's the wrong color now, I messed it up. But, you know, one of the keys is just not to panic. You gotta stay calm, stay collected, all right? And then you go home and you kick the dog. Kidding. Don't kick your dog. So you have to stay calm, collected, go back in. This is definitely gonna be the right color. It's not, but I have given up at this point. Doesn't matter. All right. Window. The window. I do indeed have double vision right now, but you couldn't tell because I am an expert and a professional mastermind. I don't show pain or concern because I have a large brain. Perfect brush stroke. Ink. Bitch. Suck it. Yeah. It's good. We're good. The key, what color was I using, I guess? The key to painting is just to stay calm, all right, collected. Slow brush strokes win the day, all right? Masterful. Stepping back, distance, professional. There we go. Stepping forward, good exercise. All right, going back into it. Squint, open your eyes. Always standing off at a distance right here does not do me justice. Or rather, at an angle. I do that for the camera. I don't want to step in front of the camera, but sometimes it makes it so that the perspective is a little bit skewed. I think that if you'd make the videos shorter, one topic per video, one technique, but keep the humor, you get a massive response. I can do that. Definitely do that. Quick. Freaking quick. We can do that. We can do that. That's the plan. That's the plan. You know, it takes me, with a lot of this stuff, it takes me a long time to do a video. I mean, if you're talking about, aside from the footage, it can take me 2 weeks to edit everything out, you know, and sometimes that's just too much. Totally ruin the brushstroke. It's okay. See, stay calm. Can't panic. Just put my finger on that. Utilizing the shaft of the brush expertly. I definitely know what I'm doing. I feel no fear when I paint. I've done it too many times. There we go. Keep moving. Just take our time with this. That's all we got to do. And I think you're right. The video that did the best was, hey, thank you. Thank you so much for that sub. I appreciate that. RS, I really do. Thank you, man. And thank you for the feedback again. The video that that's done the best skull video. That was like 8 or 9 minutes. It wasn't that long. It's the best one. And, you know, it's quick. It didn't take me that long to do. It took me about a little less than a week to do that one. You know. Smooth. Keep it smooth. I appreciate that sub. Thank you. Dude. Painting, sometimes, you know, it hits you, right? You know, sometimes it gets to you. Well deserved. Thank you. Thank you. Oh no. I just want to be doing better content for you guys. Like, I feel like I could be doing much better. It is quantity, more quantity, and just solid techniques and such. Because, like I said, I mean, I just, like, in my head, I'm like, okay, this has to be perfect. This has to be perfect. So I work it up, and I do. You know, they're good videos. They could be better in terms of, like, getting to the point and clarifying things, and, like, they can improve a lot, big time. But they're decent. For an amateur, you know, like I wasn't trained and stuff, an amateur with it. I want it to be better. I know I can be doing better. Gosh, if I could do a video a week, at least. And there is a way. There is a way to do it. There definitely is a way. I find that whenever I have a vision of what I want to do, like whether it's day to day, like if I wake up and I say, okay, this is what I want to get done in the studio, and I've been doing this, but I've had to do it harder because right now I'm having to take care of my dad. So for me to get in the studio is a big deal. So I'm like, okay, when I get in, this is what I'm going to do. I want to have A, B, C, D done by the end of the day, and it's I've, you know, been hitting those goals recently. So it's like, I would love to, if I think it's, you have a vision, you organize your time, and then you can achieve that. Right? I'm convinced there has to be a way. There has to be a way to deliver that. Just like, if I know what I'm going to do, if I have it planned out in my head, if I've thought about it the night before, because this is how I work in painting. I used to not be able to paint as much as I paint. It would take preparation. It's like you go in there to finish something, but you do it like in a smart way, right? Like, I'm going to finish this, but this is my plan. This is what I want to have accomplished. This is how I'm going to do it. And you take some time in your head just to work that out. It's game changing when you do that. And because it's one of the tactics that I use, you know, just mental organization with painting. That's how I work. You know, rarely will you see me just come in here and not have a plan and just be like, okay, I'm going to paint. Right? That's not really how I work. Most of the time I have a solid plan. Most of the time. Most of the time I do. All right, that's looking good. I like it. This top piece was just the basic blocking from back in the first blocking that I did of this, so I'm gonna fix this part up. It's too light though, and I knew it when I was doing it, but I still did it. Whatever. Now this. Where's the other brush? Oh wait, that was it. I just need to darken this. This is okay. This is okay. One of the reasons why I stream too is, besides why not, right, is so that people can see all the mistakes that I make. That's why I stream. That really is one of the big reasons why I stream. Because it's like one of the most important things. I got a point where I paint every day, not much like 10 brush strokes, one color and 3 tones, but at least overcame the fear through that. Nice. Yeah, because you did something, and so it's like a mental, it takes away the mental barrier, because painting's mental. That's what I'm also talking about. I'm not afraid to fuck things up. Yeah, because like, and that's one of the biggest things in painting is like learning that you can, it doesn't matter. Like everything y'all see, like you see me do is me correcting what I've messed up. That's it. And so like if you know that in painting, it's like Bob Ross. I'm not trash talking him. I really like his work. Actually, I don't like all his work, but I like a lot of the paintings he does, and it's fun to watch, and it's accessible, and I think it's awesome. But one of the things is if you see anybody like, because his thing is like it's performative. It's you can get that brush stroke just immediately, this and that. He makes it look easy. Other painters that make things look easy, and if you're starting, you don't know that. You're thinking to yourself, you know, like, wow, I mean, I messed this up. These guys don't really mess up. And you might be able to rationalize and say, yeah, well, you know, that's how it is when we start and stuff. But sometimes it helps to see professional painters really mess things up or whatever. They go through stages in paintings. They'll repaint full figures, right? But it's one thing knowing that happens. It's another thing actually seeing it, right? And so it'll give you confidence if you see somebody who is capable of doing great paintings, and you see them messing up and you see what they have to go through, then you're more likely to stick with it, because that's the thing. I can go through and talk and give you all these techniques, all what I know, and talk about what I don't know, and you guys can see me improve in this and that. But at the end of the day, what's the most important thing is that people stick with it and develop that endurance in painting. It comes with the understanding of well, I mess up, number one, but number two, I can pull together any painting that I want through just persevering and not getting discouraged from it, right? You don't let yourself get discouraged. Like, painting is a mind game. It's just like all day long, you're tricking yourself. You're like, all right, I got this. Like, it's a mind game. You have to play tricks on yourself, right? You have to ignore the pain, and you don't want to paint. Push it past, push it about 5-10 minutes past when you think you would otherwise stop. It's all these little tricks that you do that make you better. I don't know. It's fun. I enjoy it. I remember when I was at the Florence Academy, I was training, and we were always doing figures, always painting figures. I mean, all the time. That's what we did. We painted figure painting. And every single time my painting was awful. It was just like, oh, this is so bad. And it's we're talking about these paintings it's not just like a quick study. There were 5 weeks that you worked on them. It was 5 days out of the week, right? 25 days of working, 3 hours each time. So 75 hours of work. And it's a lot of work, right? That's a lot of work. I think I did the math right. Anyway, at the end of 75 hours, it looked like crap. It was discouraging. Time and time again, that's how it was. Yeah. But one time, I pulled it together. When I was like, this is a hopeless one. I screwed this one up. But then I pulled it together. And then I was like, wow, I can pull this together. Like, I didn't know I could. And that was after a lot of time. It wasn't immediately at all. It was after a lot of time. But I'm kind of a slow learner with stuff, with this type of things. But when I get it, I get it. So I guess I was so discouraged when I was painting, because in drawing, I got the drawing. Drawing was still very difficult. I mean, very difficult, actually, come to think of it. But for me, this style of drawing. But what's frustrating is when you know how to draw, you can see the shapes. And then Florence Academy gives you a paintbrush, and they say, now you have to paint. And you see what is wrong in your work, because your brain has been trained to see shapes, and you know how to do drawing. But painting, it's like it looks like shit, and you can't do anything to stop it. That is really frustrating. Very discouraging, and then you're like, maybe I'm, I don't know, stupid or something. I went through a summer where, anyway, I won't get into it. It was rough. But over time, you learn that you stick with it, and then it kind of does come together, which is quite nice. I do like that. That is a good thing. Let's put the windowsill in. Just have 2 different angles, because I had this stupid ass bush blocking this. There's a bush in the reference that's literally right here. And then there's the other one where the bush is here, because I switched angles. Anyway. But painting is a challenge, and one of the things I like is the feeling at the end of the day, if you've done a good job with it, right? If you've done a good job, it's like anything, right? It's like anything. You do a good job, you have that satisfying feeling at the end of the day. And painting, it's one of those, it's very, it's mental, right? It's like an intellectual exercise. Damn it! It really is. You have a lot of things you have to think about. This is going to be too dark. I'll just keep it there. Have you ever tried to copy a painting or do a painting in some style? I think I have, but it's been a very long time. Actually, I did. Recently, I did. Is the John Ridgely Carter one? I did a video on that. It was John Singer Sargent, and I did alla prima, and I tried to do it very brushy like he did, almost impressionistic. That one I did. I painted Leonardo da Vinci back in the day when I was very, like before I was trained. I did a painting, but it was, I think, it wasn't that great. It wasn't good. I'll bring this up. Yeah, that one. Let me just think. I'm sure I've done others. I need to do more, definitely. That's the thing. Like, there's so much you want to do, right? It's like you want to do, but then you're limited kind of by time. Let's bring this down into that. There we go. That's fun. Push that paint up. That's cool. I like that. This is starting over. Let me get a little bit different music. Oh, it's not starting over, but I'm going to still get a little bit different music here. Neverwinter. Here we go. Alla prima loosens you up. It does. It does indeed. You are correct about that. It is a very valuable exercise. It's good to be able to, alla prima is a great way of breaking out of ruts as well for that reason. Because oftentimes, what is it? It's normally, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, I get into ruts if I start getting like the perfectionist mode where it freezes me up and I can't do anything. That's when I start having some trouble. And it's helped me snap out of that before because you get a sense of accomplishment, especially if it goes over well. It's a very valuable exercise. Every time I've done it, I've gotten better. I did not mean to make that light. Actually, bring this down. Bring this here. Oh, man. But painting's the best. Painting is very fortunate to be able to do it. I really do enjoy doing it. And I like giving people what they want to in painting. This is something I really do enjoy doing. And even this painting here, it's not my cup of tea, but it's like, it's not that bad though. Like if I have to break this down, the stuff that like most people have to do, this is way better. I almost ran into the camera, destroyed it. I'm very fortunate to be able to do this, and And we're also very fortunate to have like this means of communication too here, right? I mean, shit, I screwed that up. Because back in the day, it's like, what was streaming? Nobody knew what streaming was. Like, we do this and we can learn a lot from it. Yeah. Very fortunate. There we go. That needs to go over somewhere. Oh, got that. So like I started the stream and I realized like at the very I would never be able to paint what I imagine in my head without such help. Yeah, it's like you have to do a lot of painting from real life to like get it in your head to be able to do it from your head. Like you have to really understand that. I need to get classes, yeah. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway. Oh yeah, I started the stream and I scraped this down because I, like an idiot, this was over here, this window was over here. This window needed to shift in just a little bit. So I had to repaint everything here, and I'll put the, maybe I should put the windowsills on. But anyway, like it needed to line up. It was totally off. Like, I mean, so far off. I was like, dang it. It's like, I don't mind making, you ever have those mistakes where it's like, you're going to make mistakes, but it's just like, this mistake was just a different dimension of stupid. And you're like, and then you're concerned, you're like, was I really that far off? Like, that's what happened. It's kind of funny. That's all good. Corrected it for the most part. It's looking better now. I like how the house is looking. I do like how this is looking. It's not that bad. And once we get the chimney in, once we get all this stuff in, it's going to look nice. My only thing is, all right, so let me show you this, and maybe you can help me. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, so you see how this has, it has the beams going across, right? The wood is going across this way, right? Like, I don't want to put that in, but I think my client will probably want that, and I have not been able to find a good painting that has that. If I was doing that, I would just do it very impressionistic. That's the only thing that I'm unsure about with this. I just don't know. I don't know. It's problematic. I really don't want to have to go through and repaint huge swaths of this monstrosity of a painting. Only impressionistic, yeah. It's like I can't even find one that's impressionistic. I really can't. I cannot find it. It is problematic. It is. One time, yeah, painting lines is the worst. And this house is all about lines. And that's, I think, might be, you know what? I might have summed that up pretty good. That might be why I don't like doing architecture that much. I'll have to think about that one. Anyway, so I had to do a painting once of a man. And only thing I could think of is be same color, just adding one more layer, like making it more 3D, like you would sculpt. Yeah, right. So like you keep this down in value and then you can go over it once. I thought about that too, but it never looks right when I do it. It requires such setup. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to get away from that. Anyway, this gentleman was 28. He wanted me to make him look like, okay, wait. It's actually, in real life, he was in his 70s. But it was a picture back of him in the 70s, which I think he was like 28 at the time. But he wanted me to make it look like he was 45. And so he wanted me to frost the hair and make the wrinkles and all that stuff. And so he had me ping-ponging back and forth between it when I was painting. Because I told him, I said, this isn't going to work because you want me to make morphs. And it's going to look fake. I can't do what you want. You want a Rembrandt-esque portrait. I can't do this, man. It's not going to look natural. You can't have a 28-year-old face and then you age it and make it look totally real. Like, I mean, I guess you can, but I was like, I said, maybe a better artist could do it. I said, I can't. It's like, well, just try. So he had me doing it. So for a month, he had me, pepper the hair, make it partially gray. And then he made me take that out. And then he made me put it back in. I was so angry. But you know whose fault it was? Mine. You don't let people turn you into a freaking yo-yo, which is what I did. I learned a valuable lesson that day. Anyway, stuff like that happens. And so commissions are great because it enables you to do the work that you want to do, but sometimes you have to put up with that stuff and you have to know how to navigate it, which is tricky because everybody's different. Some people are more, especially people, if they're able to afford this, oftentimes they're very assertive people, which is a good thing, but that makes them hard to work with sometimes. Because I want to give people what they want, right? I want my clients to be happy and to feel satisfied with work. This is so far off. It's 7:50. I actually have to go. I have to go get my dad in bed. It is what it is. Hey, thank you so much for your suggestions for the videos. And I have all this stuff screenshotted. I'm going to go over it, and I'm going to really think and get a vision. It's word of the day, vision. What I want to do with this so I can get some solid videos out, and just help more people with it, because I really think that that's where I'm lacking right now with this stuff. This will come. We got a lot of work done on this. I still need to fix a lot of that stuff. Let me fix one thing here. But yeah, I appreciate you watching. It's really very grateful to have the viewers that I have right now. Hey, I will. And you too. And post what you do if you want in Discord. I'd love to see it. Just fixing this. I noticed this. I'm going to have to go over this stuff but I'll have to go over it tomorrow or something. Or whenever next I paint. Hopefully it's tomorrow. I just don't know if I have the time. All right. RS, take care. You guys take care. Have a nice evening. And I will